What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, and welcome back to another morning after show. And finally, we've got a win to talk about. We've got 3 points to talk about. And let's get into it. Sim,
yeah, look,
are you feeling a bit more relieved after last night?
Very, very much so. I think a few things just made me happy. It wasn't just that we got the 3 points and that we overcame what was a very, very tough period. Well, I don't think we've totally overcome it, because I don't think a win against West Brom is going to alleviate a lot of people's fears. But what I would say is there's a few things that I saw yesterday which encouraged me, gave me some encouragement moving forward, that maybe we can move away from the way we've been playing the last few games and find a new way of hurting teams. Because I think yesterday, although obviously Harry Kane and Son scored and we all know we're so reliant on them and whatnot, but having Ndombele and Højbjerg together, I felt in that double pivot really gave us a new lease of life in that midfield.
Yeah.
There was really an extra element of control. Lamela and Lucas working really hard for the team as well was also a breath of fresh air.
The thing was about that double pivot with Ndombele and Højbjerg. Højbjerg played absolutely brilliant yesterday, didn't he? He was really good. I mean, you would say that the last couple of games he hasn't been at his best, but I thought he really was back to his best against West Brom. And to have Ndombele next to him to actually kind of try and pick that lock, the pass before the pass kind of thing. Obviously, Ndombele didn't have the greatest game yesterday, but to have him, his sheer presence in there, box to box, defensive and attacking wise, he just adds so much more than anyone else that we can play there.
Yeah, and but one thing, he might not have had his best game, but what he did do was he was always showing for the ball. He was always available. He was always manoeuvring himself in a position where he can pick the ball up and look to go forward, whereas someone like Sissoko just doesn't do that. Exactly.
He was hiding from the ball against Chelsea and Brighton.
Yeah. That's the problem. That's the difference. And obviously, Ndombele's got to do that against better opposition. But obviously, he's done that before, hasn't he? For Lyon in the Champions League many times. He's done that. Even for Spurs, he's done it. He's done it a few times for Spurs as well.
He did in the under Poch and stuff when he first came in.
Yeah. So I've got no doubt of his ability, and he's going.
I've been saying that all season, haven't I? I've been saying that I don't think he is a number 10. I feel like he should be a number 8.
I agree. Yeah, I think he's better there. It's good. It's a good option to have for him, number 10. I think it's a good thing that he can play there now if we need him to be. And in certain games where we might need to, if we had a better centre mids and wings as Sissoko, like maybe maybe he could play number 10. Then we could have another more solid central midfielder there and have a more solid system. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Obviously, when Lo Celso and Dele come back, we have a lot more options now in that midfield, and it really does open up a lot of possibilities for us.
I think not the reason we won, but a big part of why we were so good yesterday. Well, can't say so good because it was only against West Brom, but a part of the reason why the game plan worked yesterday is because of Lucas and Lamela, how they were pressing from the front, not really giving the West Brom defence or midfield a second to breathe. When you look at the games against Chelsea and Brighton, our attacking players just weren't doing that. They just weren't doing that at all. And we had them two with Kane all over the park. It just made the world of difference to us.
That clip against Chelsea said it all, didn't it?
Yeah.
Said it all. There was not one moment against West Brom that we were like that. Yeah, against Chelsea, you see that clip, and it's like people just strolling around, people not doing people inviting Chelsea onto us, allowing them to play football. Obviously, it's easier to do it against West Brom, and it's harder to do it against high quality players because they're more likely to play around you.
But that movement against Chelsea and Brighton was inexcusable.
It was horrific.
Inexcusable.
It was horrible. And especially, I remember against Brighton, there were just times where we were losing 1-0 and we're just strolling around, it's like we were winning. We got the ball, and it's like we're looking up, we're just holding it, we're dallying around.
What did you put that down to, though?
I don't know. It's tough to say. It's tough to say in the game what was going through the players' heads. Whether it was they felt like they had lack of options to pass to.
Is it a lack of belief without Harry Kane?
I would like not to think so, but clearly, judging from Mourinho's comments after the game, saying how much we rely on Harry Kane and how we can't run away from that fact. Maybe that is to do with a lack of belief, but we have to learn how to play without him. Because we all know he's susceptible to injuries, isn't he? So obviously he's so important to us. And you saw yesterday when he came back in the side, I think everyone got a lift from it. I think I thought he was exceptional yesterday. I really did. Despite the fact he missed a few opportunities, I really felt that he was absolutely fantastic, and he deserved his goal in the second half. And I thought he had a really good game. Everything good pretty much went through Harry Kane.
Yeah.
And it's a problem, and it's also a solution.
We've got a super chat here from Sebastian Finn. He says, "What's the starting lineup for Wednesday?" I mean, you're going to have to watch our
predicted
lineup
Yeah,
video that comes out on Tuesday tomorrow.
They always say if you're good at something, don't do it for free. That's what they say.
But look at these stats from Pierre-Emile Højbjerg: 3 assists and 1 goal in his last 4 games.
Yeah, let me see if I can get that up.
Harry Winks, how many has he got in his last 3 years?
Probably not as many as that. He got that goal in the cup, didn't he? In the Europa League.
Yeah, that was obviously he meant it.
Where was here? Well, this is a tweet, not the exact tweet, but this is from Yido90. It says, last 6 games, Højbjerg at DM has 1 goal and 3 assists. This makes Winks 2 goals and 2 assists in 100 games look even worse than it already did.
2 goals, 3 goals, isn't it? Because he scored against Fulham as well.
2 goals and 2 assists in over 100 games. Why is it? How do you know that's not including the Fulham goal?
Because he scored 2 goals this season, Winks.
Maybe he's talking about Premier League.
Maybe just Premier League.
He's talking about Premier League. Obviously, he scored against Wickham. So he can't be talking about Premier League. He scored at Wickham in Europa League. And
Fulham, yeah, a couple of years back.
I think he must be talking about Premier League.
He hasn't scored 2 Premier League goals.
He has West Ham and
West Ham
and Fulham. But yeah, look, I agree with that. I think Winks has to contribute more. I don't think you should judge him on goal. I don't think judging him on goals and assists is a smart thing to do. But I think I think when you're playing week in, week out in centre midfield, you do need to notch in with a few things. Like 2 goals and 2 assists over 100 games, isn't good enough. I'm not expecting like 20 goals, 20 assists. I'm expecting like a higher amount. At least double digits in 100 games of goals and assists. So I agree with that. I do agree with that. He should be doing more.
Big up John Cooper in the comments. Very active today. We got Deck W as super chat. Negativity from Spurs may ruin Jose's career. I'm not sure about that. I don't know. I don't think anything's going to ruin Jose's career.
Well, what I would say is, I don't know. Forget his career. His career is cemented in the history of football. So you can't mess with his career. But what I would say is, I do believe that people are a lot quicker to jump on Jose than maybe they would be if he was a different manager, because of who he is and but because of how divisive he can be, because of how he believes, how he likes football to be played, and sometimes how we turn out. I think some people, they kind of want him to fail, almost, I feel. And like when we go through a bad run, they want him out, get this guy out, he's going to ruin our club, he's sold our soul and all this stuff. Like, I think it's all about perception. A lot of it is perception. And perception's a very powerful thing in football.
I agree.
And talking about perception, let's look at this tweet, because this literally shows my point. 2 wins for Liverpool in the last 8 games, but I don't hear the same outrage against Klopp like we hear against Mourinho. Agenda is real, hate is real. That was from Shanky.
And also, you got to look at Arsenal and Arteta as well. They didn't win for 2 months. Yeah, you got a couple of fans calling for Arteta's head, but I think the general consensus was we need to give this guy time.
Yeah, I think the base fan base was a bit split on that one. To be honest, I did think it was split at the time.
I thought the majority wanted to keep him.
I think a lot of them wanted to keep him, but accepted that it wasn't working, kind of thing, and they accepted that maybe we do need to change. That's what.
Look at all these clubs that give managers time. Arteta's turned it around, kind of. Dean Smith, you could have argued he should have been sacked at the end of last season. Just about keeping Villa up. They nearly went down, didn't they, till the last day?
That's a prime example. Dean
Smith is a prime example. Who else is doing really well that wasn't doing well originally? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's loads of examples. There's a lot of examples. Obviously, 2 wins in 10 games before yesterday wasn't an acceptable run, and we obviously need to improve on that. But what really worried me wasn't necessarily that run. What worried me was the last 2 games last 3 really, with the Liverpool one as well. That was what really concerned me, because we just looked completely bereft of any belief and any sort of
anything on
ingenuity.
That pitch.
But even before then, even when we were dropping points and whatever, at least we were like competitive in games, and we were, you could see a path to winning that game, and we chucking away points and whatnot. And you can not accept it, but you
Look,
can see it.
Even though you say that, but that Chelsea game, we only conceded by a penalty, and we had chances as well.
Yeah, I know, and that's, well, we had one chance right at the end, didn't we? That was pretty much it. That was
But
the
like,
chance.
you put away that chance, we're not talking about a loss there.
It's true. It's true, and maybe it was an overreaction, but you know, when it's a London derby and
You expect to put more effort in.
emotions are running high, aren't they? You
Yeah.
expect you expect 100% effort. You expect to go hell for leather, and when you put in a performance, especially when you're 1-0 down and you only have a chance literally in the last 5 minutes, and you're not really competitive throughout the 90 minutes, that was the most frustrating thing. But yeah, you're right. On hindsight, all they had really was that stupid penalty from Dyer and that chance from Mason Mount. That's pretty much all they had in terms of, although they did have control of the game.
Massively.
But I do believe Mourinho can turn it around, and especially now, if he's going to find a new way of setting up the team with Ndombele a bit deeper and opening up possibilities for another attacking midfielder in there, I believe that could be a good solution for us. And that could give a lot more support for Son and Kane, and hopefully that can be a good thing.
All right, guys, if you're new around here, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's go and have a look at the morning headlines in the papers. If you want your comments to be read out, make sure you send it in a super chat so we do read it out. Definitely read it out. We definitely
also on
see
Twitter
it
as well.
And also, if you want us to react to any tweets, just tag us on Twitter and we'll react to those. But let's go and have a look at the morning headlines. I can see Man City and Liverpool obviously dominating the headlines this morning.
4-1,
so,
that was a walloping, wasn't it?
Yeah. So the headlines, what's this paper? In the Independent, Kane fit and firing again as Spurs find scoring touch. This is from Oliver Young-Miles. And the other one is striking dependence on one man laid bare. I mean, it's pretty true, to be honest.
I mean, even yesterday, to be honest, despite all the positive things about the team setup and all the other players contributing, you got to say, everything we did came through Harry Kane. Everything we did went through Harry Kane, and that's the truth.
But I would say that it was improved by the movement of Lamela and Lucas, which we didn't have in the last couple of games as well.
Yeah, but pretty much all the chances we had, Kane was involved in it, wasn't he?
It's true, but also there were other factors in there that helped us along the way in terms of an Ndombele in the middle, which didn't leave us so like flat-footed with Sissoko and Højbjerg in there. Højbjerg pitching in with assists as well, and like I said, Lucas and Lamela, and Aurier as well.
I'm not saying they didn't have bad games, but at the end of the day, everything did again go through Harry Kane. He had all the shots. He had that assist for Son as well, who missed a chance. He was involved in the goal when he set up Lucas, and obviously he scored the first one. I can't remember even any chances that Kane wasn't involved in. Super chat from Sebastian Finns. It should start more often for us. Look, we've seen this with Mora, haven't we?
Yeah.
This isn't
his first rodeo.
No, exactly. But look, if he puts in performances like he did yesterday, sure. But we all know how inconsistent he can be. That's the problem. We do know one thing though about Lucas is that if you put him in a big game, he can perform. He can be a big game player for us. And I think maybe we should. Yeah, I think competition is a healthy thing, and I think he does maybe need some more game time. But with Lucas, it's just frustration, isn't it? With him always, he leaves you wanting more.
It's a very frustrating player.
But at least yesterday he actually had something on the end of one of his mazy runs, which he can do, and that was the pass. He needs
That's
to do
what
more
we've
of
been
that.
calling for. John Cooper comment here says Kane was wasteful by the same metric that Son was against Fulham.
Oh, he wasn't because he scored. So
there you go,
wrong,
John Cooper. There you go, John Cooper.
Did Son score against? Son scored against Fulham, one of his chances. Then I wouldn't say that. But Kane scored, so I don't know how you could say that. And also, what I would say is I don't see Son putting through balls in like Kane did to Son. I don't see Son doing that. So I don't think you can back up that argument. But what I would say is, yeah, Kane missed a few chances yesterday and he should be doing better. And obviously, I'm not bashing Son. I think Son's a great player. But on that one game against Fulham, we drew 1-0 and he missed 4 big chances. So what more can I say?
Let's have a look at the next headlines. Is anyone tagging us on Twitter?
Yeah, we got a tweet here.
All right, let's go to Twitter.
A tweet here from Nate Hengen says, Lamela and Lucas proved yesterday why they should be given more game time in the Prem. It feels like they put in a lot into that performance yesterday and they should be given more chances. Yeah, look, that's what they provided. They provided what Mourinho called, what's the word Mourinho said? Like giving up for the team. Like they gave themselves for the team. compromise. That's the word he said.
Yeah.
They compromised for the team,
Mhm.
and that's exactly what they did yesterday. They were doing all the running. They were doing all the harassing, allowing us to get the ball back, and then finding quickly as well, and helping us do that. And then you get Son and Kane in better space, and they were the ones finishing it off. I would like them to be contributing more with goals and assists. That's what we need. We need to take the burden off Kane and Son. But as long as they can do the running and do the legs like that, then they should be involved more. I agree with that.
All right, let's go look at the Daily Star now. We're actually on the back page of the Star.
That's good.
We'll talk about as well this absolutely disgraceful stuff that keeps coming up with these Man United fans. Every
What?
player that makes a mistake for Man United is getting racially abused on social media.
Yeah, I know, but that's just the nature of social media, isn't it? And obviously it's not acceptable and it's horrific, but when you have hundreds of thousands, millions of anonymous accounts, you can't even know if they're United fans or not. You know what I mean? They're just anonymous people. Whenever someone makes a mistake, everyone they jump on them and they start sending horrific, horrible stuff to them, and it's just become expected now. And I don't know. Obviously, social media accounts, platforms should be monitoring that kind of stuff.
Do you not think Twitter should be doing a lot more to kind of stamp this out?
Yeah, they should. But what can they do?
Just delete all the racist stuff off the social media platform.
They need it reported. You got to understand, they get a million things a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's so hard to monitor. So I understand they need to be doing more, and they always need to be doing more when these players are being subject to that kind of horrific rubbish that they are after games, and it's really not acceptable when they get tweeted at. But you got to understand, this is what these people want. These people tweeted this stuff because they want this kind of reaction from wider society, because they're pretty much trolling everyone by doing this kind of stuff, and pretty much everyone, by talking about it, is giving them what they want. But on the same time, you can't ignore it because it's so bad. So it's hard to think about what the solution is, but you're going to see this more. This isn't the end of it. Like whenever someone makes a mistake, that's what's going to happen, and it's horrible. It's horrible.
Disgraceful, it really is. Also, just before we go on to the Tottenham highlight, let's talk about this Man City-Liverpool game last night. Alisson, best goalkeeper in Europe and potentially the world at the moment.
I think he made more mistakes yesterday than Lloris has since March.
I think he made more mistakes yesterday than he has done his whole Liverpool career.
Probably.
But 5 minutes of absolute madness from him.
Oh.
What happened?
Oh, I would even say the third goal was his fault as well.
Yeah?
I would even say...
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean the fourth goal.
Well, yeah, I think... he gets some hands to it, but
That's
it just goes over him, doesn't it?
Exactly, he gets hands to it. Like it's straight over him. It's I know it's a powerful shot, but he should be doing better there.
Yeah.
For a world-class keeper, yeah. I mean, for a keeper whose main attribute, or not main attribute, but one of his strengths is his ability to play out with his feet. He had a real poor few minutes, and it wasn't just the goals as well. Like even just before that goal, right, the first one, he has 2 attempts to kick it out. And he fails in both of them, leading to a goal. And even the second one, he also has 2 attempts to pass it out. One of them was just about made it to the City player. He got another attempt, and then he passed it to the City player.
This is the first time they've lost 3 in a row at Anfield since '63 or something.
Really,
64,
that much?
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're really in the slump.
And this is the best Liverpool team of all time, they're saying.
But this is what I'm saying. When you watch Liverpool yesterday, and you watch them against Burnley and against Brighton, right, and they were pretty bad in all those games, but you'll never once hear an accusation of players not playing for Klopp. But as soon as Spurs go on a form like that, that's exactly what you hear.
Yeah.
Because everyone wants it to fit that narrative.
True. Yeah.
Sorry. Everyone wants it to fit that narrative. They've seen so many times of players going against Mourinho, which we've seen at Chelsea and we've seen at Man United and whatnot. And they just think that's what it is. But for me, I always saw that, although it was not great, I always did see a bit of improvement in the second half of performances in terms of energy and input. And although you got a question why that's not there from the start, at least they're listening to the message that Mourinho's telling them at half time. And then, although it wasn't good enough to get a result, I did see a bit of a reaction. So I don't see the players there not playing for him. I just think we were struggling in how we were approaching games. We got
what? Go on. No, I was just about to say, what is Mike Dean doing these days?
No, I don't
like
know.
Seriously. How was that a sending off from Souček?
He's had a really bad few days because he did the same thing against Bednarek on midweek,
Yeah.
and he does the same thing as Souček. I mean, it's a horrific decision. It's obviously completely accidental. Anyone with half a brain can see that, and he decides to. He decides to send him off because loves being centre of attention. That's something he's been accused of many times. Mike Dean being centre of attention.
Is it time to relegate this guy to the Championship?
I think how long has he been a referee for? Time for him to retire, isn't it?
Maybe.
He's been the referee for so long, Mike Dean. And although we had a good run with him, didn't we?
But then we had an awful run with him.
Yeah, because the narrative switched. He was apparently he never lost a law in North London Derby, and all of a sudden he never gave us a decision in North London Derby.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, Mike Dean.
Do you reckon this runs through referees' minds when they're refereeing games?
Probably. If they look it up and that kind of stuff, I'd like to think no, but they're human beings, aren't they? All these things probably go through their minds and influence them. And look, I'm not saying obviously influenced them on the decision on against West Ham and Fulham, but that decision was just something that didn't need to be looked at. First of all, I blame the VAR for forcing Mike Dean to go to the screen, and then I blame Mike Dean for looking at that 20 times and coming to the wrong conclusion. I really hope it's overturned on appeal because it's just a really bad.
I kind of hope it's not because it's violent conduct. 3 games, right?
We'll be out for Spurs. Yeah,
exactly.
So yeah, on that, no, I hope it's not. But because Souček's obviously a big threat, isn't he?
Yeah, especially the way we can see goals.
Yeah, true. But I think for how the game's going, you don't want those to be given.
Yeah, I understand that. But let's go back onto the Spurs headlines. So fucking Gundogan, what a player, man.
Yeah, he really has stepped up. He's playing false 9. He's like a unbelievable striker now. Gundogan is unbelievable. Poacher.
Kane and Stable.
Kane and Stable. There
I mean, it's
go.
just so good to see Harry Kane.
It was,
back again, isn't it?
And what do you feel? What do you feel about what someone was talking about after the game? He said he felt like a weight was lifted, and he said he missed Harry Kane and stuff like that.
I mean, all these things about Harry Kane coming out after this game about how reliant we are just worries me so much because he's so prone to getting injured. This is the problem. So when he gets injured again, our season's gonna be over. It's like, how do we need to find ways to go on without him.
I agree, and it's quite worrying that we're so reliant on him.
We found ways in the past.
Yeah, so I don't understand why we're just ridiculously reliant on him. And I understand that he's a world-class player and he's probably our best player in the Premier League, but still, you can't be so heavily reliant on one player for your team. You know what I mean? So it's difficult to really really understand or accept. But you got to say, on the flip side, you know when Harry Kane's there, we always have a chance, don't we, in any game? That's the beauty of it. And
he equalled Bobby Smith's record yesterday for second most Spurs goals in history.
How many goals are you behind?
He's on 208 and Jimmy Greaves on 266.
Wow, so he's 58 goals behind.
Yeah, give him a couple of seasons.
Hopefully he's still here.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, he's going to break that easily, isn't he? If he stays. He'll easily break that.
Go on.
From Bobby Singh, he sent us this tweet in the DMs. This
Bobby Singh.
Sissoko when he breaks into the final third.
Who is that? Jamiroquai.
I think this is the guy who performed at the Super Bowl. I don't know who. The Weekend.
Oh, the Weekend.
Have you seen that clip that's very it's like a meme of Daniel Craig when he's introducing The Weekend on Saturday Night Live. He's just like, ladies and gentlemen, The Weekend. And the people use that whenever like Friday comes along, and everyone's getting ready for the weekend. It's great. Let's see some of your tweets and being tagged left, right, and centre. Have you noticed that Winks wasn't on the bench last game and Scarlett was at We Are Tottenham TV? I did notice.
Was Vinicius on the bench?
Yeah, he was.
Funny how he brought on Scarlett.
Mourinho said after the game that he brought on Scarlett because he knows he's going to be someone in the future, and he wanted to be the first one to give him a Premier League appearance. And he said he's going in a few years everyone's going to know Scarlett's name. He said, so he's got high hopes for him, doesn't he?
He's got high hopes for him. He's got high hopes for Skip and high hopes for Divine.
Aravind says Lucas and Lamela need to start all games.
Aravind, the analyst.
I don't know, maybe. He said Lucas and Lamela need to start all games. It gives us an attacking threat. Lucas dribbling is underrated, and he was playing as a number 10.
All right, don't get carried away now.
it's working, and Lamela was drifted wide.
I love it. One good game. Oh, they need to start every game.
game,
Like,
this is
every
it.
bad game in the past has been forgotten
Exactly.
about.
They never played badly ever. We've been unfairly treated. Like, everyone's got to calm down. Matthew Ruskin says, if we lose to Everton, should Mourinho get the sack? No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
You know, Bobby Smith and Harry Kane, goals to games ratio is exactly the same. 317 games, 208 goals. How mad is that?
Huh?
That's exactly the same.
Sorry?
Bobby Smith and Harry Kane, same game, same goals. Exactly.
Oh, wow. That's really weird. That's cool. Joe Lee in the tweets.
Jolie.
Sanchez and Dyer debate is ongoing. Who is the better player in your opinion?
Sanchez or Dyer? Dyer.
Dyer's a better player.
Yeah.
Do you think we're more forgiving of Dyer's mistakes than we are Sanchez?
No, I don't think so. I think it's completely different. It's completely different. I think Sanchez, for all his attributes he has, you know, he's big, he's strong, he's quick. He has all the attributes to be a top defender. He's not strong enough. He gets bullied way too often, makes clumsy mistakes, and just doesn't fill you with confidence on the ball. Eric Dyer, he will defend brilliantly. It's just that one mistake that costs him. I don't think Sanchez is good enough, but I think Dyer's good enough. He just needs to stop these clumsy mistakes.
Yeah, but Sanchez doesn't do like stupid things like what Dyer did against Chelsea. You know,
yeah,
like
but he's just
clumsy.
I know
those
it's just
kind of
the situation with Sanchez is just not good enough.
He's too much of a ball watcher.
Yeah.
Someone said when you were talking about Sanchez, you were describing Eric Dyer. I think maybe the reality is they're both not good enough.
Yeah.
The sad reality.
But you got to look at it. Look at his game against Chelsea. He was brilliant that day, apart from those two mistakes.
Yeah, but one of them was nearly lobbing a keeper.
Yeah.
And one of them is rolling on the
That's
ground,
the thing.
fouling one.
That's the thing. But Sanchez, when does he ever fill you with confidence looking at him? I don't ever look at Sanchez and be like, all right, you're a brilliant defender. But actually against Chelsea, take away those two mistakes, you would say that's a brilliant performance.
Okay, and I could say yesterday, Sanchez, take away the ball watching for that chance at the end of the first half, and he also put in a good performance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But he wasn't tested at all, Sanchez, yesterday.
Look, I don't. In terms of the next game against Everton,
Yeah.
what do you think? I know you said yesterday you want Rodon to come in.
Yeah.
But what do you think Mourinho will do? Do you think he'll keep with Sanchez? I don't think I think he dropped Rodon for a reason. I don't think he puts him in against Everton.
He's dropped Rodon for a reason. He's dropped Sanchez for a reason.
Yeah,
in the past.
but
Dyer
we
for
just
a
kept
reason.
a clean sheet.
He drops everyone for a reason.
We just kept a clean sheet.
Yeah.
Do you think he persists with Sanchez for Everton? And Toby?
I mean, yes, but just until Sanchez makes a mistake, then he'll start it again, because you know it's a ticking time bomb. Sanchez is going to make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. I mean, Sanchez made a mistake yesterday, and we were lucky it didn't cost us a goal.
Yep, it's true.
So, I mean, Jose's definitely looking at that as a mistake as opposed to a clean sheet.
You'd like to think so, but yeah, it's a real trouble, isn't it? Apart from Toby, who has different set of problems, and he doesn't make mistakes, but he's just not physically as good as he was. But he's the only one who kind of doesn't make those kind of errors at the moment. And all the others, Rodon, Dyer and Sanchez, they're just mistake-ridden at the moment. They're just constantly making errors, and it's difficult. Do we give Tanganga a run?
I mean, he's the only one that hasn't had a shot yet.
Who?
Tanganga.
Yeah. Yeah, he hasn't. He had played in the League Cup game against Chelsea earlier in the season.
No, but I mean a run in the team.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Rodon hasn't had a real run in the team.
But is it one of those things where we just want him to give him a go because we haven't seen him, or do we really believe he could be the answer?
We don't really know. I mean, he's never really had an extended run in the team, apart from that a few games where he came in at the back end of last season.
And he played really well.
Yeah, look, I think a lot of people forget the mistakes he did make last season, because he did make mistakes. He came in brilliant against Liverpool. I think a flawless display against Liverpool that day. Probably should have got Robertson sent off. But after that, I remember Chelsea away, he made a mistake that game. and a few other games he was making mistakes as well. So I don't think Tanganga is completely flawless, but I'd rather see Tanganga and Rodon make mistakes, like I said, instead of Dyer and Sanchez keep coming in and making these mistakes, because Dyer and Sanchez have had their chances. They've had their chances. They're kind of established players, if you know what I mean. Rodon and Tanganga, they're very young. They've got time on their hands.
Yeah,
so
but can we afford to just give Rodon a chance and let him play out his mistakes?
Well, yeah, we can, because Dyer and Sanchez are making their mistakes anyway.
They are, but maybe Mourinho would argue they make less mistakes. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a justification for why he hasn't persisted with Rodon, even though he's making mistakes at the moment. Because obviously he's in this business for results, isn't he? And he's not here to just give people a run, even though they're young. So, I agree with you. In an ideal world, you give Rodon a run, and even though he makes mistakes, he's going to learn from them. But it doesn't help with the fact that we keep making errors at the back, does it?
No, but look, Dyer's making costly mistakes every time he plays, pretty much. Sanchez makes mistakes every time he plays, pretty much. So,
well,
which
Dyer's made 7 mistakes, hasn't he?
Yeah, 7 mistakes. That's only 7 mistakes costing the goals. I mean, I'm sure he's made mistakes that haven't cost us goals as well.
Yeah, that's true. But that's 7 mistakes in how many games he started this season, Dyer?
He started every game apart from 2.
He started every game? He started, yeah, every game apart from 2. No, 3. 3 games. Well, one of them was West Ham. 3-3. So 3 games. So out of 20, we've played 22 games. So 19 games he's played. 7 mistakes, which is quite a lot actually. But then you think about
7 documented mistakes.
Yeah, but then you think about Rodon. He's played like 3 games and made like 3 mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, has he had a
But you need experience to improve.
Yeah, but we need results.
Yeah, we do need results.
So what like putting Rodon in, does that help with us?
Do you really think Rodon makes these costly mistakes like Dyer does, like scrambling on the floor, kicking out at Timo Werner?
Hopefully no.
I mean, like, you need to give someone a chance, because these stupid mistakes that Dyer makes, no one else in our squad makes these kind of mistakes. The only one that comes close is Serge Aurier.
Yeah, Aurier and Dyer, and having them both in their back 4.
You know what I mean?
It's a recipe for disaster, isn't it?
It's completely brainless, these mistakes that Eric Dyer makes.
It is.
The mistake that Joe Rodon's come in for, to make mistakes for, they're nowhere near as bad as those kind of mistakes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I want to look at this team of the weekend. 2 Spurs players in it. What paper is this from? What paper is this? The Daily
Someone
Mail?
in the comments said, are we doing the vodka in a tea mug scam?
Yeah. How did you know, guys?
Yeah, man.
This is the team of the week, guys. 2 Spurs players in it.
Is there?
Yeah.
Kane and Son?
No, Kane and Højbjerg.
Oh, Højbjerg.
That Justin's having a good season, isn't he?
He is, James Justin. He really has come on at fullback for Leicester. He has.
Do you reckon we could...
Vardy's back now for Leicester. That's not good, is it?
He played yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah, he came on. But they drew 0-0. That's the most important thing. Okay.
Let us know where you guys are watching from. Let us know if you like the show or not. Any improvements or additions you want us to make, do let us know in the comment section.
Dobby from the Harry Potter franchise has tweeted at us. He says...
Did he say, my precious?
That's Lord of the Rings.
Oh, right.
He says, I believe...
See, I didn't watch.
Smeagol from Lord of the Rings. I can see the resemblance, though. He says, I believe that if we buy a creative player, we could solve our too much reliance from Kane, because we struggle to create chances. I think Dobby might have a point. He's good at creating spells or whatever it is. I don't think actually Dobby does spells. But we should buy a creative player. Yeah, we should, but we have Ndombele, we have Lo Celso, we have Dele, we have players there that could do the job, and if Mourinho can't get that creativity out of them, that's on him. That's not on. I think he's got to be able to get set the team up in a way that can get the best out of these players. What's this? Finley Evans says Souček red card been overturned.
Has
it been overturned? I didn't see that.
Not surprised though if it is.
Souček.
What have
We
got
can
here?
confirm Souček's red card has been overturned on appeal. There you go.
So that's 2 red cards in the space of 5 days from Mike Dean.
Yeah, what a joke of a referee that is. There has to be some sort of consequence for that. You can't keep giving red cards and having them overturned and carry on playing refereeing the following weekend. It's ridiculous.
I agree.
It's costing teams.
You know how it is, like 5 yellow cards of suspension? I think it should be 2 red cards overturned suspension.
1 yellow red card's really should.
What?
Think about it. You've got VAR. Yeah, you're watching it 20 times on the pitch, right? You're delaying the whole process of the game going ahead because you're still sitting there staring at a screen for 20 matches, living on super slow-mo, and you're getting the wrong decision. Yeah, I mean, how bad of a referee do you have to be in that situation to get the wrong decision? Everyone sitting at home can see that's not a red card. Everyone probably on the pitch knows it's not a red card. Everyone's looking at it thinking, it was like when we watched that Brighton moment, remember when we were watching it, and like obviously it was a foul on Højbjerg the goal was like, yeah, obviously he's watching it 20 times and he's seeing something different. I don't understand how he's seeing something different to
Was that Mike
else.
Dean as well that day?
That was Graham Scott.
Yeah.
I don't understand these. I mean, this is what I have. This is what I say when people rail against VAR. VAR is not the problem. It's the complete incompetence of the referees using it. They're using it so badly in the worst way possible that it's causing people to turn against the technology. But it's not the technology's fault.
Agreed.
It's their fault.
It's always
completely their fault. It's horrific refereeing, and the standard of refereeing really needs to improve in this country.
It's the headline from The Guardian today.
Ruthless Kane.
Kane snaps Spurs back into gear. That's what I like to see. I love seeing positive Spurs headlines.
And we needed Kane. We really needed him back because we were... Who knows what was going to happen if Kane hadn't come back.
Yeah, we probably would have lost yesterday.
Got more tweets here from Dylan Southerly. Says, could Sanchez be considered a one-season wonder as in his first season he was solid? I don't know if you can classify him as a one-season wonder. That's a bit of a... Not sure about that.
I haven't seen any...
Stas Zdrojewski says, what do you think about Ben Davies? In my opinion, he with Dyer is the worst possible duo. Him on the left, both of them on the left-hand side.
God.
Doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence, does it?
Dyer and
you know
Davies.
what, Davies, I don't think he was good yesterday either. You think about the chance that Snodgrass that they had at the end of the first half. That came from Snodgrass cutting inside. The other two goals they created both came from crosses on his side. I think he's got to do more there. He's got to do more, Ben Davies.
But like we say, he's being overplayed. Do you not feel for him a bit?
I do, but he's got to do better.
And not only is he being overplayed, but he has to play at 100% to be competent enough.
That's the thing, and he's not playing.
And
100%.
when you're overplaying him, you know he's not going to be at 100%. So I kind of feel for him.
I do, but it just doesn't fill me with confidence, does it?
Timo Werner got man of the match yesterday.
He got 2 assists. Luke Newman says, interesting watching the 2 disallowed goals yesterday. Both of them, Sanchez was physically stopping their striker from getting onside. Tactical instruction or good initiative?
Sorry, what was that?
So, in watching the 2 goals yesterday, both of them, Sanchez was physically stopping the striker from getting onside.
It's bullshit. I mean, second one, yeah, but first one, he had no clue he was there.
And also the chance they missed, he was completely ball watching, wasn't he?
Well, actually, I was looking at that again. Someone wrote a tweet, and they said that they thought Aurier should have been actually the one going to the man.
And was it? Should he have been?
Potentially, actually, and it looked as though Sanchez was the one holding his line and playing him offside. I could be wrong there, but
well,
he has a case.
One sec. Okay. So
if you watch that back, then maybe you'll see it. I think it might have been Windy COYS that said it.
Windy.
Or Bardi THFC, one of the two.
Okay. Well, I'll see if I can get a screenshot of the chance. But all right. What other tweets do we have though? This content is not available. Wherever someone sent us a GIF, or you can't see it. Well, so more tweets here.
Got headlines here.
Go on.
200 and great. Second highest scorer in Tottenham Hotspur history, but vital Kane offers so much more than goals to his side. Jose avoids singling out players except Harry. Yeah, he got... Let's see these these ratings last night. They seem a bit
goal.
more fair today. Lloris 7,
Mhm.
Aurier 8, Alderweireld 7, Sanchez 6, David 6.
Are
Hoy-
they copying our ratings?
Literally, Højbjerg 7, Ndombele 6, Lamela 7, Mora. No, we gave Mora and Lamela 8s. Son 7, Kane 8.
Yeah, sounds about right. Okay. Interesting player ratings there. I want to see this chance. One sec. Oh, we got more tweets here though. From Tongi
That-
Ndombele.
Look at that. Harry Kane, Jose.
The special wonder. Look at that. Love that. Is that the back page?
They've got like a little thing in the middle of the paper for the football.
And I love that picture of comparing Mourinho to Salah yesterday when they're both flailing their arms. That picture there. Who did it better?
What did you make out of that Salah dive?
I'm sorry, this is Sanchez's fault. Look, I'm going to screenshot this. I'm going to get it on my phone now, and I'll get it up. I'll airdrop it to me.
Yeah, but wait, play it.
One sec. I don't need one sec.
I wasn't sure when.
I'm looking. Look, I'm sorry. That looks like a Sanchez's fault. Is that working? One sec. Let's look at some more headlines. Why isn't this sending?
Play it.
But if you, here we go. So I've got it here on screen. Right? Oh, is it? You can't really see it. I'm on my phone.
But can you just play the chance?
Here.
You got to pause it when Sanchez is playing the guy.
No, because you got to pause it when he's crossing the ball.
Yeah, but just keep.
Look, in that position, Sanchez has him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but why is Aurier there?
True, Aurier should be there, but Sanchez has him. Sanchez should be aware of the only player he has to mark.
But Aurier should be here.
Aurier should be covering.
Aurier is completely out of space there.
I know, but Sanchez has one player in the box to mark.
Mm-hmm.
He has one player in the box to
I
mark.
agree, but it's a whole.
No, look, Sanchez has him there, and he runs off him.
Yeah.
That's Sanchez's fault. He has him there. I don't know
Again, Aurier should be there.
that doesn't work, does it? You're saying.
Aurier should be there and coming across as well. I think it's both of their faults, to be honest.
What way? All right, so you got you got the player there,
Yeah.
and you got Sanchez who has one player in the box to mark there, and he runs off him.
Yeah, but show Aurier as well.
Aurier's there, but
Aurier should
Sanchez
not be
has
there.
him. Sanchez has
Yeah,
him.
I agree with you. Sanchez should be covering him there and shouldn't let him run off him. But Aurier should be coming across as well. Aurier should be in his right back slot.
Yeah, he should be, but he clearly, I think this must have been a counter attack or something, and they were coming after we had lost possession or something. I want to sit over the start of the move. I don't know. I don't know where he was. Yeah, Aurier's there. Look, Aurier's there. He's got a man here. And I don't know what happens there, but he's got him. He's marking him. That's what he's doing. And then Sanchez runs off him. So I think that's Sanchez's fault.
Yeah, I thought it was both of their faults, to be honest. But Sanchez probably more to blame there, yeah.
All right.
Why is everyone talking about Partey in our comment section? This is a Guna-free zone, people.
Thomas Partey.
Partey TTT. The man who gets injured more than he plays. Jose backs Kane to beat Greaves. Daily Express today. Love that. He's definitely going to beat Greaves.
Definitely.
Do you think?
Definitely. I think won't be long before he does. If he stays, he'll definitely beat Greaves. For sure. Let's get some more tweets, I guess. Aravind, he says, do we think we would have a big summer signing if Mourinho wins trophies?
Well, I'd hope to have a big summer signing even if Jose doesn't win trophies. Especially if Jose doesn't win trophies. Then how are we ever going to move forward?
What's this? Rebecca Williams says, someone's tagged us in this tweet. Says, Rebecca Williams, my understanding is referee Mike Dean and his family have received abuse and death threats following the incident at the weekend. He will still referee on Wednesday's FA Cup tie, but won't officiate in the Premier League this weekend at his own request. Well, we don't want to see that, obviously. That's pretty. Horrific.
Is he refereeing our game?
Don't know. But that's obviously that's we condemn
So
any.
Mike
death
Dean
threats.
doesn't want to ref anymore in the Premier League.
No, this weekend. He said his family have received death threats and abuse.
See that?
That was obviously taking it way too far, way over the line.
It's ridiculous.
No one should be doing that.
It's
Look, I
ridiculous.
think obviously he got the decision wrong, and it's ridiculous that he got that wrong. But come on.
Nobody's family or anything should receive abuse for something that happens on a football pitch.
Yeah, that's sort of completely wrong.
Apart from Sol Campbell.
Completely wrong.
All right, any more tweets to look at? We've done with the paper headlines. Got about just under 10 minutes left of the show to get left. So if you guys want to bring us anything to react to, let us know. Tag us on Twitter. Send us a super chat. We'll react to it, whatever you guys want. This is your time now, guys.
All right.
Joe Buck saying he only goes to AFTV for a laugh. Arsenal were poor this weekend, weren't they?
Yeah, very poor. They deserve to lose, I think.
Yeah.
And I think people giving them credit, I think they completely.
I thought their first half was very similar to the performance we put in at Brighton.
Yeah, completely. I agree with that. And I thought they didn't threaten really. They had one chance the whole game. What did they do? And I think they completely deserve to lose.
Mm.
All right. Instagram.
No, there's nothing on Instagram.
No, nothing on Instagram.
Well, Moussa Sissoko.
What's he saying?
No, he just put up a picture of him, Aurier and Ndombele from before the game.
All right, I think we should end it.
All right. Well, that is the morning after show. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Finally, we got to speak about 3 points. Let me just tell you a bit of content, what we got lined up for this week. So obviously on Wednesday we've got the live watch along FA Cup last 16. I think it's the 5th round against Everton. So join us for the live watch along and a post-match fan show on Wednesday. Tomorrow we'll be bringing out predicted lineup, match preview, and today you'll be getting the 5 takeaways from the game yesterday, and then obviously all the post-match stuff coming out on Friday, and the pre-match stuff for the Man City game as well coming out on Friday. So a busy week ahead for us. Hope you enjoy all the content coming out that's coming your way. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.